In this webinar recording, we take you through the key features of BuzzSumo Trending.
So when you open up BuzzSumo Trending, the first thing you'll see is the All tab open. And what this is showing you is across all the content on the internet, what's trending. And our defined trending, we have two different versions. One is most shared and one is trending now. And I'll take you through the differences. But what you can see now is the most trending content on the internet right now across all areas. We have done some categorization for you. So if you want to see what's happening in marketing today, we can click on the marketing tag and we can now see the content that's trending today in terms of marketing. So that's fairly straightforward. On any of these tags, you can flip between trending now and most shared. So just to be clear, trending now is basically a trending score. So if you flip it to trending now, it'll be organized by this trending score here. So this has got a trending score here of 119. And in essence, what the trending score is, it's in essence the velocity of shares at this point in time. We keep capturing shares at time periods. And that's the most recent velocity between the most recent two time periods. So it doesn't necessarily have the most shares. We're in a niche area of marketing. You can see this one over here. It's got 840 shares, this only got 335, but this has got a higher velocity, partly because it was published just 45 minutes ago. It's already had 330 shares, so it's got a slightly higher velocity than the other one. And if we do this for all content, you'll see much higher velocity scores coming through here. So you can see this has got a velocity score of 3000, 3000, 1.2, and so on downwards. But it's basically based on the velocity of shares between two time periods. So we're looking at the most recent time period. What's the velocity? We can switch that, and we can just see the most shared content in the last 24 hours. And I'll come on to the time filters in a moment. So we're now seeing the most shared content. So you'll see the results have changed between trending and most shared, because this is simply showing what's got the most shares in our last time period, and we're looking at the last 24 hours. So this has got a huge amount. I mean, 334,000 shares within 24 hours is huge. Well, and that's even it's huge. It's going very fast. So you can take it for any area to see what's trending. So technology is interesting. I looked at this just now, and you'll see this Android urinating on the Apple logo in Google Maps suddenly has been picked up by lots of people, and lots of people are doing their own version of it or commenting on it. So we can see that somebody picked it up 4 hours ago, but then these people published it 3 hours ago, these people published it 3 hours ago, 3 hours ago, etc. So often people pick up on something and reshare or redo their own content around it. So you can search for any top category, and that includes videos. So we'll show you the most shared videos today. So you can see the most shared videos. And again, you can flip between trending now and most shared videos. So you can flip between the two. We've also put a few examples at the top here for you. So you can build custom dashboards. But just to give you examples, we put a custom dashboard together on the UK election. So these are all topics around the UK election. And so we can see what's trending right now about the UK election. Or we can also click on Apple and see trending content about Apple, and you can see that it's full of this little Android today. So you can see that, and so that's trending now. If we flip to most shared, maybe it will change a little bit. So no, it's both most shared and trending. People like this little image. I'll just go back to the UK election to take that off for the moment. So in simple terms, we're showing you a dashboard of what's trending today. And you can flip it between most shared today or trending right now. The other nice thing you can do is you can filter by time. This is an advanced filter, and I'll come through to you on pricing and things at the end. But one of the things we've noticed people doing really well is basically, let's take a topic such as news, for example, is you filter down to the last 2 hours. What this is now showing you is the content that's trending that's been published in the last 2 hours. And we've noticed a number of publishers and other people using this really effectively. If you can see something that was published less than 2 hours ago that suddenly starts trending, if you share it, we've noticed we get more retweets. So actually, my colleague James, as a testing point, saw that little Android and Apple image go start trending, and he shared it and immediately got retweets because it was clearly resonating with an audience. So we found people, even if they just find content that was trending within 2 hours, just sharing it upped their retweet rates quite a bit. But obviously, you can do a lot more than that. You could comment on it. You could quickly write your own content. And obviously, a lot of big publishers are very good at this. You can see what's trending in the last 2 hours. Let's write our own post on that and get that trending. And that's clearly what's happened in this technology one. So if I go back to technology and go for the last 4 hours, we'll see that there are lots of this little Google Maps image. So people have done their own version, their own comments on it. So the Next Web, the Guardian, Mashable. So people are immediately writing their own content around this. So people are monitoring what's trending, writing their own content and trying to engage with that. So the time filters can work really well if you're first to pick up on your own sort of niche topic areas, what's working, and you can build around it, because it means you know what's resonating with your particular audience. So you can filter down in any of these areas. So, and to the last 4 or 2 hours. And the more you filter down, the less content there may be. So if I scroll down, though, there's still quite a lot for marketing. Sometimes you'll find that there's not a huge amount trending. So I've got a custom feed set up for Arsenal Football Club. So you can see there are only 4 articles trending in the last 2 hours. And that's the very nature of trending, of course. Things go up, things go down. There may be nothing trending at this point in time. So in the last 2 hours, there may have been nothing that was trending. But that doesn't matter, because at least I'll be the first to know. So I can see what's been trending in the last 2 hours and make sure that I'm first to know about that and the first to share it or the first to write about it, for example. So it's really useful to be able to do those filters. But sometimes people have set up very niche topics already. I said, there's really niche topics, Steve, and there's nothing trending. And it's not that the system's not working, just simply maybe there's nothing trending. If you put BuzzSumo into a topic, there's probably nothing trending. So it's just accepting what trending is. But what I want to show you is how to build a custom dashboard. I've got lots of them set up here. This is my one for Arsenal Football Club. But you'll have a plus button. When you first log in, it'll be up here a bit to the right. But with the plus button, you can create your own custom dashboard for any topic you want. So, and there are 2 types. There's topics and domains. I'll start with topics. So we could create a dashboard for SEO that might be of interest to people on this call. So I've given it a name, SEO, and all I do is I add my topics. As soon as I hit 3 characters, we'll give you suggested topics as well. And this is important because you don't just put topics in here. We also track trending hashtags. So if you want to see content associated with the trending hashtag, you can put that in as well. So firstly, I want SEO, so I'll just hit return. Then I can add another topic. So I might want to add a hashtag SEO tips. There may be other SEO ones I want to add, so I might want to add SEO Moz, for example. Or I could add completely different words into here. So I could say, actually, I also want to find out about content marketing in here as well. And I can add that to my feed. You don't need to use double quotes in this, so you don't need to quote 2 words. We have to say single topics do tend to work a little bit better, but you don't need to use double quotes. And I'll show you an example for content marketing and Star Wars and things recently. But just to remember, to refine your dashboard, you can use lots of terms in here to refine your dashboard to make sure you pick everything up. But do think about hashtags as well as topics. And if you're looking for good hashtags, we will suggest them, but you can also use tools like Hashtagify to type in a hashtag, and it will then show you the trending hashtags around that hashtag, and you might want to use those. So in the case of Arsenal, if you put Arsenal as a hashtag, you'll see that there are other hashtags like the Gunners, which is their nickname, etc., that come up. So it's as simple as adding topics to your feed. Once you're happy, and I'll show you how you can come back and edit it, you can simply click Add Feed. So we've now got a feed up here, SEO, and so I've created a custom feed on the trending content today and most shared content today on SEO. So Moz's Whiteboard Friday comes up, for example. And again, I can flip between most shared and trending now, and there may be less on trending now. I mean, typically you'll find less on trending now than most shared over the period. I say, okay, well, is there anything in the last 2 hours I should be aware of? There's quite a lot that's been published in the last 2 hours, so I might want to look at those particular topics. Obviously, I can just click out and go straight to the articles, and we're adding a share button and things as well. But for the moment, you can go to the article, read it first, and then share it. We are in two minds. It'd be good to get your feedback about whether we just add a sharing button. Our reluctance of adding a sharing button here is that you should read the article before you share it. I know not everybody does, but we wanted to encourage that. So we anticipate at the moment you click the article, read it. You can then use your own plugin like Hootsuite up here or Buffer to share that content. So you can create your own dashboard on any topic you want, and then you can go to the different time filters. You can also edit the topic. You just simply click on the edit tag here, and then you have an option to edit all your custom dashboards. So here I'll click on edit for SEO, and I can now take out content marketing, for example, if I want to do that, and I can add another topic, or I can simply update my feed. So I've now got an updated feed. So it's really simple to create and to edit. It's also simple to delete your feed. You just click on the waste bin, on the trash can, and just delete it. And now you're done. So we've just deleted that one. We're back to the home page. So it's really simple to create them. The other thing that could be useful for you is to create one by domain. So if I did a domain one, I could just simply type in, click over here to domains, and type in several domains. So I want to see what's trending on the New York Times today or the Guardian today. If I could type, it would always help. So this is a really simple feed. So I just call it papers for the moment. So these are newspapers. I add this feed, and I've now got the most trending content on the New York Times and the Guardian. And it looks like New York Times is winning most of those. And so you can see how, let's say there are 5 industry sites you wanted to track. You could create a feed for the 5 industry sites. I've created a feed over here for UK newspapers. And so this is the most shared content today across all of the main UK newspapers. And being the UK, football tends to dominate, or soccer for those of you in the US. So there's a lot of football stories there. But it's the most shared and trending content today from UK newspapers. So you could set it up for 5 industry sites to just check the pulse of what's happening, or just use your topics to check as well. So you can use topics or domains. Unfortunately, at the moment, you can't combine them. A number of people have asked already about, can we combine them? So we'll look at that. But at the moment, it's topics or domains. But just to give you examples, I've set up a number of different ones here. I've shown you I've set one up for Apple. So the most trending content on Apple, and we can see images going strong. I set one up here just on leadership. So what content about leadership is trending, and I found this really useful. I have to say, the more I play with this, and I was doing lots of testing, I kept getting drawn down into clicking on articles and really interesting stuff to find. So I got a bit lost and then came back again. So I set one up for startups as another example. So the most shared and trending content today on startups. But if you were tracking a particular event, let's say Formula One racing was your thing, you can then track what's happening, particularly on the day of a race or the weekend around a race, for example. You can trend the most shared content, see the most shared content trending around that, or even for a particular large event like the Olympics or something like that. The Star Wars video was released last week, the trailer, so I set one up for Star Wars. I'm not sure if there's still anything trending here. I suppose it's Star Wars, so yes, there's always stuff trending. But so I just set it up, and it was interesting to see the most shared content around that film in terms of the release of the trailer. So I was seeing what was the most shared content. Could I pick up anything? Could I write my own content around it, etc.? Could I share stuff that was really trending? So, and again, this is showing most shared. There may not be a lot of trending stuff now that the trailer's sort of died a bit, but I can see the trending as opposed to most shared. So hopefully that gives you a good indication as how you can create custom dashboards for your own topic. So you can create a series of custom feeds so that you can track them. We're also going to make them, we're adding a link shortener. At the moment, you can share any dashboard you want by sharing the URL at the top. It's a little bit long at the moment, so we did think we should wait till we've got the link shortener in, but we'll get that done probably next week. But you can share any dashboard. So you can set up a dashboard for a client, you can set up a dashboard for your colleagues, share the link, and they can see your dashboard. And we'll just head it up. At the moment, they just see the dashboard but we'll head it up with like Steve's feed on Star Wars. So you can share dashboards for clients or for colleagues, which I think is quite useful. So that's an overview of the main elements. I say filtering by time, I think is one of the most valuable, because if you do pick up on things that, I just look at oil and gas, etc. If you do look at things within 2 hours and you see things starting to trend, it definitely works. It's a bit like magic. It's the most magic I've found at the moment in terms of content marketing. If I see something trending within 2 hours and I retweet it, my retweets go up. And so equally, if I start to write content about it. So it's great to see what stories are about to trend and starting to trend in your particular topic areas. This was just another one. I did a very simple oil and gas dashboard. I put in topics like oil, gas, OPEC, BP, Exxon, etc. So I've got a range of terms here. In fact, you can always see them if you just click on edit. I click on this feed to edit it, and you can see my topics: BP, Exxon oil, shale gas, OPEC, Gazprom, etc. So let's flip back to the business feed. So that's an overview of that. Oh, sorry, that's me just to update my feed. Remember to do that. So that's an overview of those. Other things you can do, you can create an RSS feed for any of your feeds. So if I want to create an RSS feed for oil and gas, I just click oil and gas, click the RSS feed. I've now got an RSS feed, which I can use. For example, I could use this with Feedly, with If This Then That. I can put them all into Flipboard, so I can have a Flipboard made up of my trending feeds if I like to read that way. So there are a number of things you can do with the RSS feed. So the final thing is probably just to cover off pricing and things like that in terms of how it works. A number of you, I think, already are BuzzSumo customers, which is great. But basically the way it works here, it's basically the Pro plan doesn't have trending in. You get the free trending features. So you get on the Pro plan, you get 2 free custom dashboards and all the trending features there as Pro. We've got a Pro Plus trending plan, which basically gives you more alerts. We've had quite a lot of people ask for more alerts in the Pro plan. It gives you 25 trending feeds, but it also gives you all the trending filters, so that if you want time filters and RSS feeds, that's in the Pro Plus trending. If you're currently an agency or enterprise customer, it's already in your plan. So the good news, if you're an agency or an enterprise customer on BuzzSumo, you get, if you're an agency, you get 50 trending feeds already, and you get all the trending filters and RSS feeds. So if you're an agency or an enterprise customer, you already get all the trending features. Pro, as I say, you get 2 custom feeds, no filters, and if you want the filters and more custom feeds, you're in Pro Plus trending. To make that more palatable, we've also introduced a 20% off if you pay annually. We have quite a lot of people who do choose to do that, but if you want to pay annually rather than monthly, you can pay annually. Obviously, if we flip to monthly, the prices are back up to the full price, but if you pay annually, 20% off. So that's very quick overview. Now look at all your questions, and hopefully I can answer some of them. So let me have a look at the questions. I've got a few coming here. Okay, so after beta, will BuzzSumo still be free? Yes, in the sense of, yeah, sorry, you answered it already. The core features will always be free. So these core features here in terms of these top categories, the ability to create at least your own custom dashboard is free. So yes, you can do all of the top categories free. It's really only when you want to start going into building a number of, say you want to do multiple custom feeds, you want to do the 2-hour filters, you want to do RSS feeds, they're in the more advanced features which are paid for. But we're hoping we're giving quite a lot of value back just by giving people at the very least the top trending dashboard for all these areas, so that you can just see the most shared videos today, for example, or the most shared science articles, and also flip to trending or most shared now. So are there any other questions that people have? I think that was the only question in the panel, so I'm hoping it's self-explanatory. If there are no more questions today, just play with it. It's there. You can play with it. So the trending is there. You can do all the top ones. You can build your own custom feeds, but obviously they are limited. So if you're a Pro customer, you only get 2 free custom feeds, but do play with them and set them up. If you have any questions or any suggestions, do mail me. I'm simply steve@buzzsumo.com. So this another question which I'll pick up in a moment. Another thing to tell you, there are extra features which we will be adding. So for example, if you're a BuzzSumo customer, you'll know that one of the most powerful features of BuzzSumo are the content alerts, because you can create a content alert for so many different things. So every time you're mentioned as a brand alert, every time somebody links to a site, every time somebody publishes content on a site. So these are my, just have a quick look. These are my current alerts for BuzzSumo, so I can see every time that we've been mentioned. So that's quite good. Tool for journalists, BuzzSumo Trending for tracking. So that's good. That was mentioned 3 hours ago on journalism.co. So that might drive a bit of traffic. So we are going to create for you the ability to create trending alerts. So based on this trending score, you could set up a trending alert for SEO, and as soon as, say, a piece of content went above a trending score that you specified, say 300, 500, you'd instantly get an alert so that you can see as soon as something starts to break out. So we are going to create alerts for trending. A couple of other questions. Are there plans to add other social platforms? And the answer is yes. So we are in the process of doing that. Not looking at StumbleUpon yet. We are looking at Instagram and Tumblr blogs. So you'll be able to see the most shared photograph on or picture on Instagram today, for example. So we are looking to add others, and we'll certainly look at those. Localized versions, we are looking at that as well. We initially just went for the English versions. We do have locations. We can allow people to do it by language and by top level domain. We're just playing with that a little bit. The issue with the trending is that once you go into very local markets, often there's not a huge amount of trending content, so it's slightly less valuable. So we're needing to fine tune what would be an appropriate trending score in different markets. We'll probably add quite quickly the ability to at least choose top level domains like for Australia, UK, etc. But at the moment, we're still fine tuning that. Question from Andrew: how's the trending score calculated? As I say, it's based on the number of shares between 2 time periods. So what we're doing is we're checking the number of shares as we go through the day. And so it's based on the latest number of shares between 2 time points, really. And so these vary a little bit each time, but in essence, it's the velocity. It's the number of shares it gained in the last time period that we checked. So it might be, say, a 5-minute period or a 10-minute period. It'll see what's the gain in numbers of shares, and we give that a trending score. We turn it into do a few calculations with it, but turn it into a trending score. And high ones. So we've had a number that have hit 4,000 or 5,000 trending scores, really high. You can see here that there are some trending scores of 3,000. But once you go down into things like marketing, it just doesn't get the same velocity of shares. So it's got a trending score of 119 as opposed to 3,000, for example. So hopefully that answers that. But yes, in essence, velocity of shares in the last time period. So you get a different result if you choose trending now to if you choose most shared. So most shared will just show you for the time period you've selected the most shared content, straightforward, but it might not have the highest trending score. Okay, I think that's it, unless there are any other questions. As I say, I'm Steve at BuzzSumo. Do just let me know if you've got any questions at all, or particularly any ideas and things that we could add. But I hope you enjoy playing with it, and yeah, I'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much for your time today.